Before we dive in, let's prep ourselves. Shout out to my parents for this super cool apron. You may have a plan for yourself that has all the right pieces. You've checked your bases. You're good to go. Then, at the most inconvenient time, bam, change. Change can be anything from a minor convenience or inconvenience to a total shift of your way of life.
Let's be real, not all change is good, and most change is really uncomfortable. Before you get all fussy with me, let's keep these things in mind. All good things come from God, and just because you like something or how it feels the way it is, it doesn't mean it's good for you.
So let's run it through our checklist. Do I still love God? Look at this objectively and be honest with yourself. Does this change line up with God's word? Don't just count on your pastors to always hold your hand or magically speak on what you need to hear. Grow up and read your word. Am I stretching, manipulating, or justifying my situation to fit the Bible? Unless you have a red letter print, the Bible is very black and white. A good rule of thumb is you should be able to find 3 verses that more or less say the same thing to confirm that what you're saying is from God. It's time to talk about the suck part of change. Being uncomfortable. Pattern is a piece of human nature. Being that we're made out of dirt, this shows even in our oldest ancestor. Not Adam, the earth. We know now the earth has seasons, why it has seasons, and whether we like it or not, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. People are very much the same. Humans have natural and emotional patterns that can be tracked through science, psychology, and the word. But being uncomfortable with change, especially if you don't know if it's for the better or not, is tricky.
There is such a thing as bad change, and just as there's a God working for our good, there is an enemy working for our downfall. With bad change, death, disease, theft, addiction, etc., there's always a chance for redemption, a sort of Nineveh complex, if you will. But to overcome any change, good or bad, requires hard work, patience, grace, and the ability to hold your tongue.
Allow yourself to process the emotions you need to, but stop yourself from feeding any outside negativity, as it creates an opportunity of attack and feeds depression, unrighteous anger, hatred, and plants bitterness, all of which will stunt your growth.
Many people use the word change and growth as synonyms, but they're not. Change is what happens to you. Growth is what you do about it. You'll know that you're in growth as it happens, but you won't know you're done till long after it's finished. Let's go back to the kitchen.
You are the contents in this bowl. Things become added to you as you grow: personality traits, bad habits, opinions, information, the works. I do not like peanut butter. The texture, the hue bug me. But I know that as an ingredient, it can do great things. As the texture changes, I'm going to change my tool. Read your word. Use the tools you have. I'm on the Daniel's fast. I have to check every ingredient I'm using, much like you should double check not just the food, but the content you consume. Now, you've got to be moved and split. This represents the types of people you see at work, home, church, and wherever else you'd like to go. Notice how the place has been prepped for you, and that despite being moved, the contents you carry didn't change. You should be who you are, the person God made you to be, everywhere. The oven is not just the uncomfortable, but also your time to witness, to be a love to those around you, to grow and solidify what you believe. As you come out, you may feel as though you're finished, but you're not. If I were to pick you up right now, you would turn to mush. You need time to cool down, to solidify. If you're poked and prodded at while you cool, you would also ruin what took so long to make. Allow yourself the time to adjust and recharge at home, meaning at church or just in God. So that way when you finish, you can be a blessing to all who consume you.